This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hello there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And today's birthday boy is Mike Richards. No, not Mike Richards, that TV pundit. Not Mike Richards from Seinfeld, a hockey player, Mike Richards. He was born February 11th, 1985, so he's 36 years old today. He played 11 years in the NHL with the Flyers, the Kings, and the Capitals, winning 2 Stanley Cups with the Kings in 2012 and 2014. He was part of the first round of one of the best first rounds in NHL history by players. The Kings had to terminate Richards for being in violation of his contract. So, as I said, he won 2 Stanley Cup winning teams, but he was part of numerous teams at various levels. He got the Stanley Cup, the Memorial Cup, the Canadian Major Junior Championship with my beloved Kitchener Rangers, the World Juniors, the Calder Cup, the SCHL Trophy with the Philadelphia Phantoms, and an Olympic gold medal. How about that? So anyway, it's amazing. It's amazing what you can do. So, Richards played in Kenora, Ontario, and he was drafted 4th in the OHL priorities draft by my beloved Kitchener Rangers. He wasn't really a noted prospect. And a friend in Kenora actually tipped Rangers GM Jamie McDonald off to see Richards. So Richards began his major junior career with Kitchener and was part of the team that won the 2003 Memorial Cup and led the team in. And he was the regular season scoring champion. That's pretty impressive. So anyway, yeah. Richards was captain. And the Flyers picked him 24th in the 2003 entry draft, with the second of the team's 2 first-round picks. Upon being drafted, Richards came back to Kitchener for a couple more years. And he did very well for Kitchener. Unfortunately, the London sent them home in the OHL semifinals. Fuck off. The Flyers decided to assign Mike Richards to the AHL affiliate for the playoff run, despite the NHL not running a 04 or 05 season. The AHL did, and basically was part of the Phantoms Calder Cup Championship. He would make his debut with the Flyers in 05-06 and scored in his first game against the New York Rangers. He would actually score his first career hat trick in February of 2006. Richards actually finished his NHL regular rookie season with 34 points, third among Flyers rookies behind Jeff Carter and RJ Umberger. Richards had some injury problems, including stomach surgery, but he was basically a star. He was actually signed to a 12-year contract extension in 2007, which is like, whoa, weird. All that. When he scored his first career playoff goal on a penalty shot against Washington in Game 3 of the 08 first round, he was the second player in NHL history to score his first ever playoff goal on a penalty shot. Wayne Connolly of the North Stars in '68 was the other one. The Flyers got to the Stanley Cup semifinals, but lost to Pittsburgh in the conference finals. He was named captain in September 2008. And basically, he was the first Flyer in team history to score a shorthanded goal in 3 straight games, and the first since Joe Sakic in 1998. Richards was named a finalist for the Selke Trophy in 2009, but lost to Pavel Datsyuk. However, the Flyers would really not be that keen towards Mike Richards for a lot of reasons and all that. There were a lot of issues with the Flyers management in 2010, despite the fact that the Flyers got all of the Stanley Cup Finals unexpectedly. They were the 8th seed. They had to win on the final day of the season just to get into the playoffs, and then basically, their remarkable run just was amazing. And all that. Richards had a good captaincy. But the Flyers lost Game 6 in overtime to the Blackhawks. He did very well for himself. However, the Flyers would trade him and the prospect to Los Angeles for Wayne Simmons, Braden Shen, and the 2012 second-round draft pick. Richards was shocked. A lot of people said that Richards' hard party ways were basically not enough for the Flyers, and they need to get rid of it. However, the Flyers GM Paul Holmgren said it was denial. He even traded Jeff Carter to Columbus. It was mostly because of their long contracts, and they needed salary cap space for Ilya Bryzgalov. So Richards would help the Kings win 2 Stanley Cups, which was amazing, and all that. So anyway, Richards signed a 1-year contract with the Washington Capitals. Didn't really do too much. In international play, Mike Richards was huge. Was a huge factor. The 2004 World Juniors in Finland, Canada will forget it. Will remember it for dumb reasons because of the attempt by Marc-Andre Fleury that bounced off his defenseman Coburn and into the net, giving the Americans the gold medal. However, Richards was part of that very stacked 2005 Canadian World Juniors team that basically, it was a superstar team because of the NHL lockout and all that, and led Canada to the championship. He actually played in the 2006 World Championships with Canada, but they lost the bronze medal again. And Richards was selected to be part of Team Canada for the 2010 Olympics. And of course, he did pretty good for himself. So he has the NHL record for most career 5-on-3 shorthanded goals with 3, which is amazing. And first and only player in NHL history to play in 2 series in which his teams came back from 3-0 down to take the series in 7. The Flyers when they did against Boston in 2010, and the Kings when they did it to the Sharks in 2014. Jeff Carter was also his teammate during that time, but Jeff Carter was hurt and didn't play in the Flyers comeback. So yeah, he played 4 good years for the Kitchener Rangers. He really wasn't an effort with Washington. So yeah, he didn't do that much. He won the Mem Cup in 2003. It was part of the All-Star team. He was named the Flyers MVP a couple times. He didn't really have a storied career. But anyway, let's talk about the 2003 Kitchener Rangers. As long as I have you here to talk about Mike Richards. I mean, this guy, the 2003 team was huge and all that. Look at it. Let me read off the names of the players who actually played for that team. Mike Richards, Derek Roy, Peter Kanko, Andre Benoit, Greg Campbell, Evan McGrath, Steve Eminger, David Clarkson, Matt Grenier, Adam Keefe, TJ Eason, Scott Dickey. You get the idea. Matt Hartwood, no. Sorry. August Nathan owned Navigon. I thought Navigon was traded to another team. I know. But man, the goaltending. Scott Dickey was great as the starter, and Carlo DiRenzo was very good as the backup. So yeah, there was a lot of time to see that. So Kitchener went on a roar, went on a tear, if you will. They went to the 2003 Memorial Cup in Quebec City, which had featured the hometown Quebec Ramparts. Well, Kitchener won the OHL championship. The Quebec title was won by Hull Olympique, now Gatineau, and the Western Hockey League was led by Kelowna. Kitchener went through the Robin. Great. They had a scare against Quebec and only won 4-3. They took down Hull 4-1 and they took down Kelowna 4-2. Kitchener got all the way to the final. In the Mem Cup, if you're in first place during the round robin, you get a bye into the final, and then second and third place fight each other in a 1-game semifinal to go to the final. Hull beat Kelowna and got to the championship 6-3. But Kitchener beat them 6-3. Gregory Campbell scored 7 points to lead the Memorial Cup in scoring. Andre Benwell was third with 6 points. All that. Scott Dickey was fantastic in net for the Kitchener Rangers and all that. They took all the, they took away all the award winners. The Mem Cup MVP was Derek Roy. The Sportsmanship Trophy was Gregory Campbell. The goaltender was, of course, Scott Dickey, and Gregory Campbell was the leading scorer. The All-Star team had all Kitchener players, except for Doug O'Brien of Hall. They had Dickey, Eminger, Roy, Campbell, and Richards, which is amazing. So let's talk about the 2003 NHL draft, because some say this was one of the most impressive drafts of all time in the first round. And Pittsburgh shocked everyone by picking goalie Marc-Andre Fleury first overall, which was amazing. It was the third time in the universal draft era since 1968 that there was a goalie first overall in the draft. Michael Plas for Montreal in the 68 draft and Brett DiPietro in 2000. Eric Stahl was picked second by Carolina, and Nathan Horton was third by the Florida Panthers. Some say this is very talented and all that. Every first-round pick went on to play a regular season game. Only 2 of them played a handful of games. Hugh Jessamine with 2 and Sean Bell with 20. The third fewest games in the first round was Marc-Andre Pouliot with 192, which was amazing. All that. There were a lot of people. All that. But later rounds of the draft actually also helped with things. You had Shea Weber, who was picked 49. Corey Crawford was picked 52nd. David Backus was 62nd. Jimmy Howard was 64th. Lee Stempniak won 48th. Joe Pavelski was 205th overall. Dustin Buckland was 245th overall. Yaroslav Halak was number 271, and Brian Elliott was picked number 291. So anyway, there were some draft day trades. Florida had the number 1 pick, but they traded that and the 73rd pick to Pittsburgh for the number 3 pick, the number 55 pick, and Mikael Samuelsson. So Pittsburgh took Dan Carcillo with that 73rd pick, and Florida got 3rd and went Nathan Horton. Boston traded the 16th pick, which ended up being Steve Bernier, to San Jose for Mark Stewart, who was the 21st pick, the 66th pick, and the 107th pick. Edmonton traded their 17th pick to New Jersey for the 22nd pick, which actually bit them in the butt because Zach Parise was picked by the Devils 17th. Marc-Andre Pouliot was picked by Edmonton. The Blues traded Corey Stillman to Tampa for the 62nd pick, which was Backus. The Devils traded Mike Danton and a pick to St. Louis for the 93rd pick. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So the first round read like this. Marc-Andre Fleury went to Pittsburgh. Eric Stahl went to Carolina. David Horton went to Florida. Then it was Sherdev to Columbus. Thomas Vanek to Buffalo. Milan Mahalik to San Jose. Not bad. Ryan Sutter to Nashville. Braden Colburn to Atlanta. Dion Phaneuf to Calgary. Andre Kostichin to Montreal. Jeff Carter to Philly. Hugh Jessamine, Rangers. Dustin Brown to LA. Brett Seabrook to Chicago. Robert Nielsen to the Islanders. Steve Bernier to San Jose. Zach Parise to New Jersey. Eric Fehr to Washington. Ryan Getzlaf to Anaheim. Brad Burns to Minnesota. Mark Stewart to Boston. Marc-Andre Pouliot to Edmonton. Ryan Kessler to Vancouver. Mike Richards to Philly. Anthony Stewart to Florida. Brian Boyle to LA. Jeff Tempellini to LA. Corey Perry to LA. Patrick Eves to Ottawa. And Sean Bell to St. Louis. I mean, yeah, like when you look at it, it's like players who were either NHL All-Star or part of an NHL All-Star team. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 in the first 17 of 30 players. All that, which is amazing. So yeah, that was kind of nice and all that. I mean, yeah. So yeah, when you look down the draft and all that, see the Nuggets and all that. Brian Elliott was the second last pick of the draft. All that. So yeah, great job by this in this movement. But Mike Richards is still a great Kitchener Ranger. Everything in my heart. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.